trauma. Trauma from movies, videos, books, even, kind of. But particularly like movies, especially new stuff. This is something I've never heard anyone talk about at all. In modern movies and videos and even modern books and everything else, there's a lot of emphasis on the real, well, maybe not the real psychology, more or less. Characters that are like normal people, they're not all saints or whatnot. But there's a lot of stuff that's focused on bad people. It normalizes bad behavior, right? I think we don't take into consideration how much media, I'm talking mostly about like movies and stuff, not, the news, right? The media, that also has its own implications, but media impacts us on a deep level and can even cause trauma. There's some movies that are disgusting, that show disgusting things, people doing the R word, to each other, killing each other, killing children, mutilations, all sorts of just grotesque things. And I'm not just talking about scary movies. That's one thing. I'm talking about like just normal movies and stuff. And that in itself kind of desensitizes us, but that's not what I'm really talking about. I'm talking about attitudes, psychology. A lot of movies are based on deception and lies and things like that, where you see people suffering from being taken advantage of. And I hate to break it to you, but outside of your own personal experiences 100 years ago, nobody experienced that. You were being subjected to trauma every day you watch TVs or movies or anything. Day after day after day. It normalizes this sort of behavior, this sort of trauma, this sort of just experiencing the negativity of humanity spreads the negativity of humanity. People have been doing bad things for a long time, right? Anything you see on TV has been done before in real life. But, this sort of, there's no entertainment value in that, or there shouldn't be. Subjecting your brain to that sort of stuff is not healthy, right? It's good to be aware of those things so that you can avoid them. But I think that can cause anxiety because you're expecting a lot of bad things when most people aren't making elaborate scams to destroy your life or something. They're just looking out for themselves, right? Sometimes some people are, obviously. We hear movies and stuff about memory loss, and then people take advantage of them, or lies, deception, cheating, and everything. This is not the norm for humanity. The norm, what most people mostly did, is they farmed and they chilled with their families out in the fields, in like a grass pad or whatever, or like on the porch, or like cooked meals together, had celebrations together, would barter and trade at the local market, would work on their craft, whatever they're good at. That's what they would do usually, right? And you normally be taught that by your parents. But if not, you could do your own thing. I mean, if you really wanted to, right? There were certain limitations, but I mean, back in the day, 1400s, if you wanted to disappear and start over somewhere else, you could do it, right? But most people were around their families all day. They were around their children all day. They were at home all day. Or, well, not like us stuck inside a house. They were on their farm all day, right? Farming or doing whatever their trade is. That's the normal human experience. Not being subjected to movies made about psychopaths or TV shows and stuff made by psychopaths. A lot of the people making these movies and videos are real messed up in the head. Or they're just doing stuff for shock value, which, shock value is fine and dandy, but constantly shocking people is not good for people. It's not good to be constantly shocked by grotesque or evil things all day long, right? That's not healthy. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for anything. And this entire society of watching this stuff, this garbage online, on movies and TV all day long is no wonder we have such high suicide rates and everything. I've seen like videos of them going to like these tribes, like not uncontacted tribes in like Africa and stuff, like the Maasai, who've seen plenty of white people and everything, and they say, oh, what do you think about America? Would you ever move to America or something? These people living hand to mouth, right, in the savannah or whatever, right? And they are shocked and appalled and confused about suicide. Well, why would somebody do that? They say that doesn't make any sense. Where were their families? Why? They don't have the sort of stress you do. They don't have to worry about their boss. As long as you're not a slave, you're free, right? If in those sorts of places. But today in our society, we have to do these things. We have to work. You have to have money. If you don't have money, you're homeless. And even homeless people have to get money, right? You can't just grow your own food. Who do you think you are, right? You can't just live on your land and whatnot. No. You have to be part of this disgusting modern society, which is just everybody looking out for themselves in the worst possible ways. And, this sort of mental health thing. Yeah, if you're feeling in the blues or whatnot, or you have like an actual issue, seek help. But this is not the norm. This is not the way people are supposed to live. People don't live like this. They never have. They've never been subjected to this. And if they were, it's because, they were in wars or they were slaves or stuff like that. Like you're being treated to the same sort of depravity that a slave was, though in the worst possible circumstances. I'm talking like in Roman times and everything. This is not good. So be careful what you put into your body and into your mind. Just a little spiel I wanted to go on about the sort of, like, I can't even watch movies anymore. It's too disgusting. All I watch is like comedy stuff like Seinfeld or something, because it's the only thing that's even remotely palatable that doesn't just make me want to just unsociety myself, right? Just want to just go Amish or something, right? So keep that in mind. Think about that. Mull that over. Think about what you're being subjected to day in and day out. Think about the kinds of people that are subjecting you to it. That's not healthy. That's not good. Enjoying a horror movie every now and again, that's all fine and dandy. You can, that's fine. And yeah, be on the lookout for those sorts of bad things. But these sort of horrible characters that are just bad people, not just like evil, like cartoonishly evil, but just like the main characters being complete douchebags, right? The main characters of these movies, of like mainstream, not violent movies, like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's a TV show. All the characters are real, just unhinged. It's very funny, but there's a lot of just negative personalities in that show. And that's like the lightest version of that. That's barely even that bad. This Netflix and everything, they're churning out just garbage. Garbage for your brain that is not healthy for anybody. It's not good for you. You shouldn't be watching this stuff. It's spiritual, mental, physical warfare. You could be a nihilist and still say that this is, for all intents and purposes, spiritual warfare, right? If you're loose enough of the definition, this is not. This is mental warfare. This is, I like a good book. I like a good movie. And I feel like this is slowly took off once movies stopped becoming relevant. There were some examples of this sort of stuff. But now that everybody's got a camera and Netflix is just greenlighting anything, um, you're seeing a lot of trash get through that really shouldn't. That's my 2 cents, anyways.